You have to help us! The yellow turbans are upon us! You have to save our village!
Know your place! We are the Imperial Army! We have no time to waste with worthless plans!
Help! Help! The yellow turbans! Our village!
Leave everything to us.
During the later Han period, the signs of impending rebellion were everywhere. Corruption within the imperial court had thrown the land into chaos and caused the people to suffer greatly. In this time of uncertainty, the people found themselves yearning for change. Zhang Jiao, the leader of a religious sect known as the Way of Peace, fanned the flames of rebellion and formed an army. This uprising would later come to be known as the Yellow Turban Rebellion. The threat of the Yellow Turbans loomed like a dark cloud over the Han. Sensing their impending doom, the imperial court raised a call for troops across the land. Among those who answered was a man who fought on behalf of the people. His name was Liu Bei, and he was a descendant of Han royalty. Though we may have been born separately, we will die together as one. With this oath taken in the Peach Garden with his sworn brothers, Liu Bei joined the battle. For within his heart, there was no greater cause than to ease the people's suffering.
The Han has already burned out. Fools who would defy heaven's will, feel its fiery fury.
For the people, I cannot retreat.
What can a man of your indecision hope to achieve by defeating me?
All I desire is an end to the chaos.
You fool! The Han's days are over. Defeating me won't stop anything at all.
Perhaps that is so. But wherever people are suffering, I will be there.
You are so naive, you poor deluded fool. That naivety of yours will bring great suffering to those close to you.
Was his dream to save the people and the land itself destined to go unrealized? Thanks in large part to the efforts of Liu Bei, the Yellow Turban Rebellion came to a much welcomed end. Afterwards, he continued to fight on behalf of the people, but the chaos showed no signs of abating. Then, in Liang province, Bianzhong and Han Sui rose up in a large-scale rebellion. Tasked with putting down the rebels was the feared warlord Dong Zhuo. However, he proceeded too cautiously out of concern for his own personal safety, thereby leading to heavy casualties of his men. Troubled by this turn of events, the imperial court ordered Sun Jian to go and assist Dongzhuo. Accompanied by his brave yet brash young son, Sun Ce, Sun Jian headed for Liang to face the enemy. The arrival of a land where his family and friends could live in peace and harmony. Was the dream of the tiger destined to remain only in the realm of fancy?
All that oppose me shall be put to a swift death. They'll all regret ever crossing me. After them! None are to leave here alive!
Hold on. We don't have to go that far.
It's no good, son. He's not listening.
That may be so. But if we don't stop him, he's going to be trouble.
Dongzhuo is a parasite who thrives on chaos. If we bring peace, he will have no place to live.
So we're just supposed to wait until he burns out? Father, please tell me you're joking. You could stop him if you wanted.
Due to the efforts of Sun Jian and Sun Ce, peace was restored to Liang. And in an instant, word of the Tiger of Jiangdong spread across the land like wildfire. However, no matter how brave Sun Jian was, the chaos continued with equal fervor and intensity. And so he was dispatched once again in order to quell another rebellion. This time, his opponent was Xing, who had risen up at Changsha. As a reward, the imperial court promised to appoint Sun Jian the prefect of Changsha. So, with the expectations of the imperial court, as well as his family weighing on him, Sun Jian took to the battlefield. In truth, he desired neither fame nor territory. He merely wished for a lasting peace for those who entrusted their lives to him. And with his ambitions sheathed for the time being, Sun Jian went to put an end to the rebellious Xing.
One guy. Am I really of any use at all to my father?
What's gotten into you?
Sometimes, I just don't understand why my father hides his true strength. But unlike my brother, I don't have the courage to say my piece. And so, here I am, just watching the two of them again.
I must say, I do not understand the two of them either. Unlike you, they usually don't talk to me about how they feel.
I think Chuan is probably the only one that feels like he can ask for your opinion. I think you underestimate just how valuable you are, right?
Indeed.
Brother!
You really bailed me out this time. Thanks.
No, I didn't do anything.
Fine work, my son.
Thank you.
With the family together, there's nothing we can't overcome. Right, Father?
Yes. I am always so proud of your achievements.
Pretty impressive, Chuan. Hey! That was incredible! You're really showing me up out there, little brother. I'll have to try harder.
Please, brother. That's enough.
You're such a tease.
Meanwhile, the Han Imperial Court lost the last vestiges of its authority and influence. It was then that Cao Cao's childhood friend, Yuan Shao, rose to power. We must slay the 10 eunuchs who are responsible for this corruption. He gathered together various warlords and eliminated the eunuchs. However, from his position within the Imperial Court, Cao Cao could sense it. The 10 eunuchs were not the only ones harboring the smoldering sparks of rebellion. For there was another threat, a violent wind capable of toppling the once mighty Han Empire. And that threat had a name, Dongzhuo, a brutal warlord, feared far and wide.
We said we were fighting for the good of the land. Men flocked to our cause, and we claimed victory. But among those men were evildoers like Dongzhuo. Now he has ultimate power. And it seems our efforts were all for naught. I don't know if the Han will ever be able to bring peace to this land.
A fine speech. Very rousing.
Yes, well, we must stop Dongzhuo. You owe me, remember? You're going to help. Got that?
What is it?
My lord, Dongzhuo wants to see you.
So, you're keeping wild animals now? I am Lu Bu. You must be the fleeing rat.
I'll just go tidy things up.
You knew this would be dangerous, didn't you?
I wish to see this Dongzhuo with my own eyes.
I don't know how long I'll last doing stuff like this. Maybe I should get out of the bodyguard.
Then maybe I'll get you a guard dog like Lu Bu.
No.
Having managed to elude Dongzhuo's pursuit, Cao Cao fled the capital. Yuan Shao was forced to retreat to Ji province in the north as well. The other warlords also escaped the capital and returned to the homes which they had left behind. As waves of tyranny washed over the capital, only the sound of Dongzhuo's cruel laughter could be heard. It seemed as if the land was doomed to be shrouded in chaos. Yet Cao Cao, who was at his best in times of adversity, had already prepared his next move. he raised troops and sent a call to arms to the various warlords across the land. His aim was to form a coalition against Dongzhuo, with Yuan Shao as its leader. And so, Yuan Shao, Cao Cao, and numerous other brave souls began their march on the capital to confront Dongzhuo. Which side would emerge victorious? The harbingers of a new age, or the tyrant who epitomized the evil that men do? The answer would soon be revealed on the field of battle.
I see one or two famous faces here today.
Yes. Not only do we have Yuan Shao, the leader of the Alliance, but its instigator Cao Cao as well. Yuan Shu, Sun Jian, quite a list of dignitaries. Ha! And yet our brother is still unknown. At least, until we defeat Dongzhuo here today, that is. The mighty Huaxiong! I have cut you down on behalf of my lord, Liu Bei!
Fine work, Guan Yu.
My brother.
That's the way! I knew you had it in you!
I am sick of weaklings. Come!
You know who I am? I am the mighty Zhang Fei!
Brother, together we will overcome this beast.
Out of the coalition members, it was Sun Jian whose accomplishments towered highest. Having been driven off by the coalition, Dongzhuo fled the capital and sought refuge in Chang'an. The coalition managed to retake Luo Yang, which had long served as the center of Han influence. With their spirits high, Sun Jian and the others entered the capital, yet what awaited them was a shock to all present. The once glorious capital lay in ruin. Like a deadly inferno, Dongzhuo had swept through the city during his escape, burning all that he came across.
Look at this. That animal. We never should have let him go.
This is... a seal.
The one and only Imperial seal. Really?
That's incredible! It's like the heavens themselves have chosen you. I mean, it has to be. What are the odds of this happening?
Father?
With the Emperor in such a predicament, it was impossible to return the Imperial Seal to him at that time. And yet, those in the court and their own greedy ambitions could not be trusted with such a powerful object either. So Sun Jian decided to quietly hide the seal so that it would not give rise to a new age of chaos. However, an object of such dazzling beauty and power could not remain hidden forever. Yuan Shao of Hebei learned of the seal's location and demanded that he hand it over. In response to Yuan Shao's threats, Sun Jian turned to another for assistance. It was none other than Yuan Shu, the one man who equaled Yuan Shao in fame and prestige. In exchange for Yuan Shu's protection, Sun Jian agreed to attack Yuan Shu's old nemesis, Liu Biao. Sun Jian took Sun Ce with him, and together they set out for Liu Biao's territory of Xiangyang. Within his large, powerful hand, the imperial seal glistened in the sunlight, as if welcoming the impending battle.
Liu Biao is on the verge of defeat. Yuan Shu will fulfill his promise now.
Father. Listen,
Sir.
The enemy commander has been slain!
Father!
No! They mustn't escape!
Father? Father!
I'm sorry. My death will only hurt you more.
You can't die. I still haven't said...
Please. My son. You must lead the people your own way.
Almost as quickly as they had come, the winds of tyranny disappeared from the land. Faced with the onslaught led by Cao Cao, Dong Zhuo was driven from Luo Yang. In his new capital of Chang'an, he soon found himself betrayed and murdered by his retainer Lu Bu. For a time, the land knew peace once more. However, with nobody to rule, this newfound peace was tenuous at best. If only there was a hero who could unite the land. Powerful though he was, Cao Cao was yet one warlord among many. It was then that remnants of the Yellow Turban Army rose up again. They moved from Qing province, looking to assassinate the Viceroy of Yan. Having made a name for himself in the battle against Dong Zhuo, Cao Cao was requested to come to the assistance of Yan province.
Hey! This is our turf! What do you think you're doing?
Hunting tigers.
What are you leading the enemy here for? I'll get rid of them for you.
It's them! You teach them a lesson, will you?
They feed me once, and now I've got to look after their sorry hides. You might be worth the trouble.
Our enemy is the Yellow Turbans, though they have no officers of note left. But they still have numbers, and their tenacity must not be underestimated.
I was hunting tigers, but I seem to have caught something better. He's strong, and I can vouch for his courage. He'd make a good bodyguard.
Very well. He's hired.
You mean I'm your bodyguard? Are you sure?
You come with the highest recommendation.
He's your commander?
Yep. You'd better get used to him.
Are you the one who's been messing up our fields?
Such incredible strength! For my lord, I will stand my ground.
Oh, all right then. Ride this.
Commander! Get him!
Look out! My lord, you must stay back!
With a man like you protecting me, I can afford the odd adventure.
My lord, please!
Why is it that you fight? For your departed lord? To defeat the Han?
We're here because we want to stay alive!
We can't live in a war-ravaged land!
How could you ever understand us?
Stop it! I know that you're suffering inside, but if you steal crops from other people, then they'll suffer too.
You're right.
The answer was simple all along. This conflict is caused by the fact that the right people aren't in the right place. All of you, you must set aside your differences and come with me. I will give you all that you desire.
Future historians would say this was when Wei's rise to power began. With the rebellion quelled, Cao Cao became the ruler of Yan province. In addition, he welcomed all of the Yellow Turbans who had surrendered into his ranks. They were named the Jing Province Army and became the main unit of Cao Cao's forces. What was it that these troops from Qing, as well as the people themselves, desired? Knowing the answer, Cao Cao swiftly mobilized his army. Dongjua's tyranny had left the land surrounding the capital barren and neglected. Cao Cao decided to give these lands to the Qing troops to tend as farmland. However, the damage to the imperial court's authority had been done, and the land returned to the chaos of countless warlords vying for power. There was one man who was left behind, cut off from the raging storm. It was Liu Bei, who despite his deeds in the battle against Dongjua, still had no land to call his own. And so he sought the aid of an old friend, Gongsun Zan. For no matter how Liu Bei tried to rescue those around him, the land as a whole would not be healed. Despite his doubts, he could not give up on his desire to help the people. It was then that a request for reinforcements came from Tao Qian of Shu province. Gongsun Zan dispatched Liu Bei and his sworn brothers, as well as his own lieutenant, Zhao Yun. Seeing this move, The warlord Yuan Shu immediately understood the threat that Cao Cao would one day become. He mobilized Tao Qian of Shu province, sending him to attack Cao Cao's rear flank. Sensing the impending attack, Cao Cao moved to strike first, dispatching his troops to Shu.
Lu Bu. He's here already.
Leave it to me! I will give my life to keep you safe!
Yan Wei!
Hey,
Don't
cut it
do
out!
it! You and I have to stay alive. We're dead. We can't protect our lord.
Retreat! Retreat! Get out of here! Lord Liu Bei rules this land now. You can't ride roughshod over it anymore.
Liu Bei, if you wish to fight Cao Cao, use me. He needs to be shown just how strong I am.
We can't let an animal like that join us.
Lu Bu is a man without a home. We cannot simply turn our backs on him.
Your kindness will get you killed.
The tiger could no longer hide his ambitions for the land. And so Sun Jian fell to a plot by Liu Biao, who feared his strength. Hurriedly, Sun Jian's son, Sun Ce, fled Jing and sought refuge as a retainer of Yuan Shu. Sun Jian had given his life to protect his family and his friends. Determined to carry on the will of his father, Sun Ce made a decision. He knew that Yuan Shu was determined to keep him close, but only to stifle his true potential. For he feared that Sun Ce's ambition and military skill would grow to match those of his father. While he had no troops or land to call his own, Sun Ce did have the support of his family and friends. And so, Sun Ce decided to trade the imperial seal to Yuan Shu. In return, he would receive his freedom and a small regiment of troops. Sun Ce joined up with his friend, the brilliant Zhou Yu, and together they set out for Jiangdong. It was a place that still contained the memories of his late father. And in this way, the fires of Sun family ambition were passed down to a new generation.
We're home, Father. It's good to be back. We were right to give up the Imperial Seal.
The seal means nothing by itself. Authority does not reside in a symbol. It comes with power. So we need to prove our strength. To reclaim our land.
Yes. Let's do it, Zhou Yu.
I'll follow you, wherever you go.
Zhou Yu's come through for us. He has the eyes of a warrior.
My name is Taisha Tzu, loyal warrior of Liu Yao. Lord Sun Tzu, I request a battle with you.
Yeah, bring it on! Victory is ours! The land of our fathers is returned to us! But the true battle is only just beginning. We will fight, and we will win! Have faith, and follow me! I will show you the land we all dream of!
Incredible. He has the people's ear.
Yes. This battle has given him confidence. His passion is now married with strength and charisma. If that is not enough to move the people, then I suppose nothing will. The magnanimity of a true ruler.
He now possessed a sizable territory, capable officers, and a well-trained army. Indeed, the hero of chaos had taken the first steps towards seizing the land. As if to celebrate his accomplishments, a tremendous opportunity appeared before Cao Cao. The Emperor had fled the ruins of the capital of Chang'an. Cao Cao took the Emperor under his protection and headed for his base at Xuchang. Thus, he became more than a mere warlord, something much more formidable.
Our lord has the Emperor under his thumb, yet he makes no move. And the first thing he does is give land to the peasants?
Lord Cao Cao has given fields to me and the men of Qing province.
Well, I'm sure our lord will remember to collect his taxes.
He's using the old carrot and stick to keep them all firmly in line.
He seeks a land where everyone will know the value of hard work, you mean?
So, that's what our lord wants after the war, you think?
Dian Wei, I think you know him better than anyone these days.
You mean we're making a land where every man has to feed himself?
Yeah!
Then you need to learn how to plow a field, too. I'll teach you.
Yeah, some other time.
Yeah! Everyone has to pitch in. Come on!
But I'm a warrior.
Come on, man. Put your back into it.
With the Emperor under his control, Cao Cao sent a clear message of his intent to rule the land. However, many battles yet stood between him and total domination. In Hebei, Yuan Shao had gathered a massive army to further his own ambitions. Additionally, Yuan Shu had obtained the legendary Imperial Seal and used its authority to declare himself emperor. These two powerful opponents bided their time, waiting for an opportunity to strike against Cao Cao. Furthermore, numerous warlords began circling the emperor like a pack of hungry wolves waiting to pounce. It was then that Cao Cao found himself embroiled in a heated battle. His opponent was Zhang Xiu, who hailed from the land of Wan. With the mighty Dian Wei on his side, Cao Cao was confident of his advantage going into battle.
Cao Cao's army is as mighty as they say.
Take out the commander and the rest would fall. But with that warrior by his side... there's nothing more we can do.
You would abandon me?
Well, if it truly bothers you, I suppose you could always surrender.
What?
Oh, yes. If you are going to surrender, make sure you do it humbly. Lord Cao Cao, you would leave in the middle of our party? That's enough. His bodyguard may still be with him, but we can overcome too. Aim for Cao Cao.
Dian Wei! The first time I met you, I thought you were a little crazy, my lord. But when I saw how happy you made Xuchu, I understood. I knew I wanted to see the world you could create.
Dian Wei!
But he's riddled with arrows. He's inhuman. Fire!
No one is getting past me! Go now! Escape while you still can!
I will not apologize, but I will make your dream a reality.
Don't let him get away. After him!
My lord, promise me you will make our dream of a new world a reality. Sorry, Xuchu. Maybe we'll tend your field together another time.
I have proven unworthy.
I will not kill you.
What? You would show mercy to a man like this?
Not mercy. You killed Dian Wei and drove me to the brink. Your talents will serve to bring my rule closer.
You are a wise man, my lord.
No mercy. If I find you are no use to me, you are dead.
After defeating Liu Yao, Sun Ce continued his advance. Having quickly subdued the lands of Jiangdong, the people elected to give him a new name: the Little Conqueror. They compared him to the legendary conqueror Xiang Yu, who had overthrown the Qin dynasty. Meanwhile, in the Central Plains, the hero of chaos, Cao Cao, was steadily increasing his strength. After the emperor fled Chang'an, Cao Cao took him under his protection and moved the capital to Xuchang. In possession of the imperial seal, Yuan Shu used it to declare himself emperor in order to block Cao Cao's grab for power. However, Yuan Shu's claim was ignored, and an imperial edict was made to slay him for his treachery. For the authority of the emperor lies not in a mere object, but rather in he who wields the most power. These wise words of Zhou Yu would soon be proven true. Sun Ce moved to obey the edict, and together with his family, attacked Yuan Shu at his base of Shouchun. Also present was Cao Cao as well as Liu Bei, whom Cao Cao had taken into his protection. Sun Ce's heart burned with a fiery passion as he came face to face with these two great heroes of the age.
That man, Cao Cao. I don't trust him.
It is men like him whom we must keep an eye on in the future.
He doesn't seem so great to me. He just looks like a creepy old man.
Keep it down, will you? I'd be careful what I say if I were you. This is Cao Cao's camp, after all.
And you are?
My name is Liu Bei. I came here to pay my respects to the little conqueror of Jiangdong.
I had a lot of fun fighting alongside you.
I assure you, my lord, the pleasure was all ours.
So, what are you going to do now? You're not just going to keep on working for Cao Cao, are you? Well, I hope that we can fight together again someday.
My lady. Your brother is like a burning flame. His brightness attracts all who encounter him. You are lucky to have such a strong man by your side. Until we meet again, my lady.
Why is it always about my brother?
Dian Wei was dead. After successfully avenging his loyal retainer's death, Cao Cao set out in search of a path forward. A path of ambition. A path that would quickly and effectively lead him to domination of the land. A path that some would deride as cruel and ruthless. Cao Cao was determined to walk this path, alone if necessary. He returned to Xuchang, and together with his new strategist, Jia Shu, he began plotting his next move. Yuan Shao and his massive army in Hebei. The self-proclaimed emperor Yuan Shu. Jia Shu determined that Cao Cao must solidify his current position before taking on these two mighty foes. Tao Qian bequeathed the lands of Shu to Liu Bei before he passed away. Finally, Liu Bei had a land to call his own. Meanwhile, Cao Cao had taken yet another step toward conquering the land. For he had taken the emperor into his custody after rescuing him from the remnants of Dongzhuo's army. Sympathizing with the plight of the Han court, Liu Bei came to a compromise with Cao Cao. Liu Bei, who had taken Tao Qian's place as ruler of Shu, came in search of help. He had been attacked by none other than Lu Bu, who had been under his protection. Cao Cao gathered Xiahou Duin as well as Liu Bei and his men, and set out for Xiapi in Shu province. Liu Bei, Lu Bu, and Cao Cao. Among the fields of Shu province, 3 heroes of the age would soon be engaged in heated battle.
About time. But here is where the real battle begins. We must claim Lu Bu's head. Don't fall behind Guan Yu.
My lord!
General!
Don't just stand there! Follow me!
Loosen these ropes!
They're just right for a wild animal.
Xiahou Duin. Fine work.
Cao Cao, I hear that you make use of talented enemies. Then use me. The world will be yours.
Have some dignity, Lu Bu. Die like a man of courage and integrity.
Kill Lu Bu.
Cao Cao! Curse you! Why?
So, would you have shown mercy to that animal?
Kill me. I am ready to die.
No. Stand, Zhang Liao. You will be an integral part of my plans.
Cao Cao managed to defeat Lu Bu at Shu province. With that battle behind him, he moved toward a massive confrontation with his old friend, Yuan Shao. First, he lent some troops to Liu Bei and gave him orders to eliminate Yuan Shu. Cao Cao figured that Liu Bei would relish the opportunity to face such a powerful opponent. And just as he expected, Liu Bei immediately set out for battle. Indeed, Cao Cao would use anybody at his disposal in order to further his ambitions, even the emperor himself. However, his actions began to lead to unrest within the imperial court. And so, the emperor issued a decree that Cao Cao was to be assassinated.
Cao Cao, you mean to kill me?
I would never presume to do so, Your Highness.
I tried to have you killed. I would have no right to complain.
You are a wise man, Your Highness. If it is your wish to kill me, I will not stop you.
You frighten me. You shed no tears for your allies. You side with the enemy if necessary. And when someone is not needed, you get rid of them. Even if it is me.
A country needs its people. And without a ruler, the people are lost. Your Highness is needed. At least, while I am alive, that is. Your presence allows me to move freely. To walk upon my ordained path to build a new and better land.
As ordered, Liu Bei attacked the Yuan Shu army and emerged victorious. In his weakened state, Yuan Shu was no longer a match for Cao Cao and passed away shortly thereafter. It was then that suddenly Liu Bei rose in rebellion. Cao Cao was determined to bring his massive army down upon Liu Bei's forces, leaving none unpunished. Liu Bei was a mere nuisance whose blind devotion to the concept of virtue would only lead to more chaos. Liu Bei's army crumbled before the might of Cao Cao's ambition. Once again, Liu Bei was forced to wander the land with no place to call his own. As a result of this fierce battle, Cao Cao welcomed a new general into his ranks. It was none other than Guanyu, a warrior who combined honor, loyalty, bravery, and intelligence into one formidable package. Having coveted Guanyu for a long time, Cao Cao was pleased to finally have him by his side. Finally, he was ready to face his old friend Yuan Shao. Having made the necessary preparations, he advanced his army toward Guandu, the site where all would be decided. Cao Cao and Yuan Shao, their battle for control of the land was about to begin.
It is clear what strategy we must use. Place decoys at Baima and Yanjin. Then, launch attacks from each unit. He has numbers, but Yuan Shao is indecisive and imperceptive. He is a man of the past. This should be enough to deal with him.
However, the problem is those decoys, though. The enemy is so great in number that they'll be simply overrun.
Exactly. You're a smart man. I can see why our Lord values you so.
Forgive me. It was not my place to speak out.
Then you will have to go yourself, Father.
So I would be the decoy.
Quite brilliant, Lord Xiaopi. Your father must be proud.
I have only ever tried to do what was right, with all the strength I had. My actions have seen much blood spilled, and now Guanyu may be dead. All I ever wanted was to help the suffering of the people, however I could.
And what's wrong with that?
Xiaoyu!
I am here, my lord, to join you in your cause as I promised.
You would? Why?
You could have looked the other way, but you didn't. That is why.
Thank you.
Yuan Shu's army was decimated by the efforts of Sun Ce, Sun Shangxiang, and the others. However, the little conqueror's eyes were already focused on the next threat to his plans. His name was Cao Cao, the hero of chaos. He was a man who would sacrifice anything to realize his ambitions. Be it his friends, his people, or even the emperor himself. As they fought side by side, Sun Ce saw and understood the dark nature of Cao Cao's heart. Following the defeat of Yuan Shu, Liu Bei rebelled against Cao Cao. Possessing superior military might, Cao Cao quickly scattered Liu Bei's forces and moved his troops to the north. His destination was the fields of Guandu, where he would challenge Yuan Shao for supremacy over the land. Thus, he showed a slight gap in his defenses. This was all Sun Ce and Zhou Yu needed. They quickly advanced their men to Xuchang to strike at Cao Cao.
You wish to attack the Emperor?
You've got it all wrong. Our target is not the Emperor. It is Cao Cao.
It's the same thing! Lord Cao Cao is a loyal retainer of the Han. He fights for His Majesty. Is it the Sun way? To stab such a man in the back?
Hey, that's not fair. We are a noble family.
You're going to kill me too, is that it?
Wait, just calm down.
Sun Ce! What's the matter? It's not like you to be lost in thought.
Sorry about that. I just need to be alone for a while. Just what are you?
You were fortunate enough to be born with fame, charisma, and luck many times that of other men.
Huh?
Therefore, your life will last only half as long as other men.
No! What the hell are you talking about?
Xuchang will be avenged!
What is this feeling of unease?
Shangxiang!
Zhou Yu!
My lord?
Brother.
My lord!
adventure?
You don't need to risk your life.
I would be honored if you would join me.
Thank you, my lord.
Guan Yu awaits a challenge. Come and face me if you dare.
You are not so much of a fool that you would not have heard of us.
Truly you have realized you cannot win, and have come to beg for mercy. Silence your heads. We'll make a fine offering of gratitude to Lord Cao Cao.
Lord Guan Yu.
Watch as Yuan Shao's life goes up in flames. Do you want to be turned to ash too?
No!
Or will you be a beacon that lights up this land?
Very well. I shall burn with righteous fervor for you!
Hey!
And just where have you been?
I saw what you did. You've grown into quite the warrior. Even a sudden attack can't shake your resolve.
Brother.
I have been a lucky man. I've had you, Shangxiang, and Zhou Yu by my side. I wanted to fight more with you all, to build the land we all dreamed of.
Sun Ce! You're...
I wish I could have had more time. But it looks like my time is over.
Sun Ce! Sun Ce!
Zhou Yu, keep them safe. Our family, our land. Chuan, you are a greater man than I, greater than our father. The rest is up to you.
It appears we have managed to give our pursuers the slip. It's good to see you safe, my lord.
Don't worry about me. What about Guan Yu? Damn. That idiot! How could he fight for Cao Cao? I'll kill him!
That is enough.
But, brother!
I will wait.
Brother!
We must have faith. I know in my heart that Guan Yu has not forgotten his oath.
You fiend! Show some respect to your betters. Do you forget the nobility of my station? Your insolence will not be forgotten!
The Yuan have been set on the road to ruin.
Yuan Shao has passed away. The Central Plains are now under our control.
Many years have passed since Guandu It took longer than I had hoped. But father, the war is not over yet.
Of course not. Our dominion must be recognized by all.
Another relic of the past has died. The new age of my father is at hand. But one day his time too will pass. Father, the future that you seek, your dreams, are they the same as my own?
The heavens had completely abandoned Liu Bei. Without Liu Bei at Guandu, Cao Cao emerged victorious. He seized the Central Plains and became the largest force in all of the land. Meanwhile, thanks to the efforts of Zhao Yun, Liu Bei was able to escape the clutches of Yuan Shao and Cao Cao. Searching for a land of his own, he called upon Liu Biao of Jing province. With no troops or land, Liu Bei had been abandoned by the fates. However, there was still one man who had not yet abandoned him.
Guan Yu!
So he's really sided with Cao Cao. All right. You know, I always wanted to fight you one time.
Zhang Fei, perhaps another time, my friend.
What?
Guan Yu, prepare to die! Brother, at last I have found you.
Guan Yu.
My place is here, beside you, my lord and brother.
I knew it! I knew it! Our brother would never betray us! Deep down, I always knew that!
Liu Bei, a man for whom reality fell far short of his idealistic dreams. He desperately sought an answer to his problems. After Liu Bei fled to Jing, Liu Biao granted him the land of Xinye. For the first time since the chaos had begun, he finally had a place to call home. And there, Liu Bei quietly ruminated on his ambitions. His dream of helping to ease the people's suffering, the cruel reality that he had not accomplished nearly enough. He needed someone who could provide him with a way to turn his dream into a reality. The province of Jing, being located in the center of the land, was bustling with travelers coming and going. Despite its vibrancy, Liu Bei would not easily find his answer there. Then, suddenly, Liu Bei's days of peaceful reflection came to a crashing end. His rude awakening came at the hands of Cao Cao, who was practical to the point of cruelty and had no qualms about using power to take what he wanted. Together with Zhang Fei and his allies, Liu Bei stood before the encroaching threat of Cao Cao's army. Would his ideals be swallowed by the depths of Cao Cao's ambition?
mighty armies now encroach upon Jing province. Cao Cao's methods are heartless and cruel. But what should I do?
Maybe you're overthinking things. You need to do things your own way. You'll always have us on your side.
Interesting. If he had the sleeping dragon in his ranks, Liu Bei would be unstoppable.
And who are you? Ha! Easy as you like.
No. Alone, we would have struggled mightily. This is thanks to Shu Shu, to the power of intelligence.
If you say so.
My role here is over.
But why? Why won't you stay as our strategist?
Zhuge Liang is a reclusive genius. He has the ability to see the bigger picture. I am a mere amateur beside him. You must secure his cooperation.
It was a battle of minds. Shu Shu cleverly directed the bravery of Zhang Fei and the others, and successfully repelled Cao Cao's army. It was he who recommended to Liu Bei the land's most brilliant strategist, Zhuge Liang. Liu Bei believed he had finally found the man he had long been searching for. However, despite paying 2 visits to Zhuge Liang's home, he still had been unable to meet him. Zhang Fei and Guanyu were deeply offended, but Liu Bei continued on, paying yet another visit to the home. For if it would help him save the people, he would pay as many visits as it took. And so, it was then that Liu Bei finally found his answer.
This is your 3rd visit. What is it that you want so badly from me?
I wish to benefit from your wisdom. Tell me what must be done. I know what I want to do. I want to ease the people's suffering, but...
But you save one person, and it just brings suffering to another.
What should I do?
Benevolence is a tricky thing. Benevolence means valuing the feelings of the people over efficiency or profit. Cao Cao's way is to seize control of the land through brute force, while your path leads the people to a land of benevolence. Your path is that of a true leader of men. but to make it more than just a dream. You must have the courage to unite the land.
I fear I am incapable.
My lord, if you truly want to make it happen, then listen, for I can help you.
The fires within Sun Ce's heart burned brightly as the successor of his father's legacy. But like all flames, his were eventually extinguished. Despite his burden of sadness and the weight of an entire kingdom on his shoulders, Sun Quan succeeded his fallen brother as ruler. By his side stood none other than Sun Ce's old friend, the incomparable strategist Zhou Yu. On behalf of his new lord, Zhou Yu gathered the troops and hurriedly withdrew to Jiangdong. The soldiers of Wu were in a state of shock at having lost their ruler. Zhou Yu knew that it was not the right time to face Cao Cao. And so he professed that the best plan of action would be to lure Cao Cao to them by attacking Jing province. Within Jing were Sun Jian's old nemeses, Huang Zu and Liu Biao. Further, it lay in the center of the country. Its lands were fertile, and its population was plentiful. Convinced, Sun Quan followed Zhou Yu's advice and advanced his troops to Xiakou. Following the deaths of his beloved father and brother, the mantle of leadership had been suddenly thrust upon him. In fact, the severity of his circumstances often caused Sun Quan to question whether this was actually happening at all.
I cannot be like my brother. Zhou Yu must command our army.
My lords Zhou Yu, Taishu Ci, my lady. My lord, who do you think it is that they're fighting for? And please, don't you say it's for Lord Sun Ce either. It's you. Each and every one of them would gladly give their lives for you. They're giving everything they have.
You're right. I have been selfish. Liang, I ask that you stay by my side. If I ever lose my way again, I'll need you with me.
It would be my pleasure.
My lord! He killed my father! Let me have him!
Calm down, Ling Tong. You mustn't lose your cool.
Take it easy. There's no need to argue. How about you both take me on at once?
The victory at Xiakou was a momentous occasion for Wu. They gained the brave warrior Gan Ning, as well as many bright young officers and battle-hardened veterans. All of them were bound together by the strength of purpose displayed by Sun Quan. Now that he had awakened as a capable leader, many talented officers came to join his cause. Sun Quan listened carefully to their opinions and strengthened his power base south of the Changjiang. A world of virtue ruled by righteousness. That was the goal that Zhuge Liang put before Liu Bei. However, with his current strength, such a world was but a far-off dream. His weakness was underscored by the fact that Cao Cao's army had once again launched an attack on the province of Jing. Although Zhuge Liang's clever tactics allowed them to avoid catastrophe, Liu Bei's future seemed grim indeed. With Hebei and the Central Plains under his control, Cao Cao had amassed the largest force in the land. Next, he turned his steely gaze toward the south. There, the major figures included Liu Biao in Jing, Liu Zhang in Yi, and Sun Quan in Jiangdong. Cao Cao decided to attack Jing as his first target. Liu Biao was killed during the initial attack, and his successor Liu Cong agreed to surrender to Cao Cao. However, Cao Cao did not let down his guard and continued to advance his army to Jing. With nothing left to fight for, Liu Bei fled from Cao Cao's army and headed south. Time was of the essence, but something was slowing down the pace of his army's march. The reason? Liu Bei had taken all of the people from Jing with him. His virtue served as a beacon for the downtrodden. And Liu Bei too refused to give up on his comrades, who dreamed like he did of a world of peace. The people of Jing trembled in fear before him. Without a doubt, Liu Bei would feel pity for the people and throw himself into the fray. Learning of Liu Bei's whereabouts, Guan Yu left Cao Cao and went to rejoin his sworn brother. Together with the peasants, Guan Yu fled from Cao Cao's advance and made his way toward Jiangling. This time, Cao Cao was determined to put an end to the meddling Liu Bei and finally realize his ambition. To that end, he would go to any lengths necessary. Cao Cao ordered Zhang Liao to give pursuit. For it was now that the hero of chaos was about to transform into something decidedly less heroic.
Liu Bei must be killed. Cut down any who impede you.
My lord, Liu Bei's army features many who are not soldiers, but mere peasants.
They have chosen to side with him of their own free will. Therefore, they are our enemy. Soldier or peasant, it matters not. Do not forget, you are my blade. I choose who you cut and whose blood will stain.
Lord Zhang Liao, we have sighted the enemy rearguard.
Yes, it is time for me to take to the battlefield.
Lord Liu Bei's son! He's been left behind!
What? Leave it to me. I will bring him to safety. You must keep moving.
Leave these guys to me, boy!
All right!
My lord!
Don't worry. I will keep you safe, little one. I swear it. On my life.
Lord Yangping! The rest is up to you!
Here stands the mighty Yangping! Any of you who wish to taste death? Step forward! Bring it on! I am Zhang Fei. All right now. Who wants to take me on?
Prepare yourself, Guandu.
Zhong Liao, you are a remarkable warrior.
I am my lord's blade. I cut him a path. Your blade is indecisive. I could never lose to you.
Silence!
Guandu, are you all right? Look who's come wandering back. You're mine, brother! You don't know when to quit!
My lord!
How? Any normal opponent would have been dead by now.
No matter how many times we are defeated, we will continue fighting to keep our brothers safe. His benevolence gives us the strength to go on.
More forces are approaching. Come, men.
You'll see. The day will come when our brother's virtue will overcome Cao Cao.
Forgive me, my lord.
The conflict will continue.
Having defeated Yuan Shao, it was then that Cao Cao made his move to the south. After engulfing all of Jing within his mighty grasp, he set sights on Sun Quan. Fight or surrender? The moment of decision had finally come.
My lord, we cannot bow before a scoundrel like Cao Cao.
But we cannot hope to match the might of his army. We must surrender.
Cao Cao's demand for our surrender. Liu Bei's request for an alliance. What would my father have done? Or my brother? Surrender. Alliance. Both options are reasonable, I think. But I have faith in Wu. Faith in you all. Therefore, I must think of our future. We will fight! We will join forces with Liu Bei and defeat Cao Cao! From now on, any who suggest surrender will share in this desk's fate!
A new world lay just before them. Zhang Liao's fierce pursuit forced Liu Bei's forces to scatter. Liu Bei himself managed to escape to Jiangsha. Cao Cao secured his hold on Jing and immediately moved to apply pressure on Sun Quan in Jiangdong. With his giant navy, he filled the banks of the Changjiang. If he could defeat Sun Quan and Liu Zhang of Yi Province, his conquest would be complete. Xu Chu and Cao Cao's other generals could almost picture the day when their long journey would come to an end. This display of might shown by Zhao Yun and Zhang Fei, Liu Bei was able to safely escape to Jiangsha. Having defeated Liu Bei, Cao Cao confidently turned his army towards Jiangdong. Sensing Cao Cao's intentions, Zhuge Liang went and proposed an alliance to Sun Quan. For Sun Quan, there was little merit in joining forces with Liu Bei's meager army. But Liu Bei was the only one in the land willing to oppose the might of Cao Cao. Uncertain of how to proceed, Sun Quan was approached by Zhuge Liang. He explained that Liu Bei would continue fighting even if Sun Quan were to surrender. For he would not give up until he had made his dream come true, no matter what the cost. Those words pierced the heroic Sun Quan's heart and caused him to staunchly refuse Cao Cao's demands for surrender. For the difference between the two armies' strength was as immense as the ocean was wide. And to make matters worse, Liu Bei had only brought the most meager of reinforcements. However, Sun Quan believed wholeheartedly in his decision, for he had come to it with the assistance of his friends. And his allies would support him no matter what the cost. Anticipating the great battle ahead, they searched for any chance they might have at victory. Liu Bei's strategist, Zhuge Liang, worked together with Zhou Yu. And the two of them came up with a brilliant plan to be executed at the Battle of Chibi. Little did they know that lying in wait for them was a secret plot by the strategists Zhuge Liang and Zhou Yu. Cao Cao would need to summon all of his might to bring his plans to fruition. For his destiny would soon be decided here, along the banks of Chibi.
The fate of this battle depends upon the direction of the wind. We must ensure that our strategists' attempts to control the wind are unobstructed.
Cao Cao's certainly not sparing any men this time, huh? And our brother, he wants us to tackle that lot head on.
You're not scared, my lord.
I'm excited, boy. I'm looking forward to a decent fight.
That's funny. I was just thinking the same thing. Besides, our strategist has prepared a plan that cannot fail.
The wind. It's blowing. It's all yours, Huang Gai.
I have served you all. Lord Sun Jian, Lord Sun Ce, and now you, my lord. Now we're cooking. Behold! This is the burning desire of the 3 leaders of the Sun family. All right, let's get started. You're going nowhere!
Lord Huang Gai, please, I ask that you leave the pursuit of Cao Cao to us.
But why?
We have already put a plan into place.
Huang Gai, what happened?
I'm sorry. He got away. But Zhuge Liang...
He was here? Just what is that man up to?
Huh. So my greatest enemy turns out to be you.
Go.
Is this duty or pity?
If anything, it is confidence. I truly believe that Liu Bei will soon soar high above this land. When that day comes, you and I will meet again, on even footing. And I will claim the very head from your shoulders.
Until we meet again, then.
I couldn't kill Cao Cao. I just couldn't.
I know. I had already taken that fact into consideration. With this, the stage is now set for Lord Liu Bei's rise to power. It is time to walk a path fraught with great danger.
The alliance between Liu Bei and Sun Quan struck a resounding victory at Chibi. This crushing defeat forced Cao Cao to put his ambitions on hold. However, as Cao Cao had managed to escape unharmed, Sun Quan was unable to take any decisive actions. As long as Cao Cao was alive, they must slowly chip away at his strength and work towards building their ideal world. This was Zhuge Liang's plan to help Liu Bei turn his dream into reality. With Cao Cao unable to strike, Liu Bei turned his attention away from Sun Quan and built up his military forces. He then invaded 4 of the territories in southern Jing. Upon being sent to attack Changsha, Guanyu found himself face to face with a most powerful opponent. It was the veteran general Huang Zhang, who served beneath Han Xuan, the prefect of Changsha.
Han Xuan is a weakling. But if he has experienced officers in his ranks, then this may take some time.
Han Xuan accuse Huang Zhong being traitor. I killed Han Xuan. Wei Yan here has killed the lord of the castle. We humbly surrender. It was an honor to have fought against you, Lord Guandu. Do what you will with us, but please spare the innocents in the castle.
Our brother will treat you all with mercy.
Cao Cao's ambition had been swallowed in a sea of crimson flame. However, he would not abandon his quest. Not until he seized the land that he had fought so long and hard for. Several days after the Battle of Chibi, he returned to Xuchang.
Thrust! Sweep! And again! Remember the shame of Chibi! Never again! Is that it? Is that all you lot have? Dianwei!
Oh, it's a demon! Lord Liu Bei! Save us!
Someday soon, your head will be mine.
My lord, wake up.
I was dreaming.
I thought you were depressed by Chibi, but I see you're relaxed enough to nap.
There is no point in crying now. Now is a time for rest. For eating, sleeping, and training. For our next battle.
Cao Cao, Sun Quan, Liu Bei. Following the Battle of Chibi, these three men became the center of everything. They engulfed Cao Cao's massive navy in a sea of crimson flame. It was as if Sun Quan and his men's raw determination had become a towering inferno. However, Cao Cao narrowly managed to escape with his life, and he still possessed the most formidable fighting force in the land. It was only a matter of time before he would turn his attention south once more. They could not count on the miracle at Chibi to repeat itself again. Convinced of their fate, Zhou Yu decided to take to the offensive. Together with Gan Ning, he would invade Nanjun in Cao Cao's land of Jing. And after occupying it, he would move on to attack Xiangyang and seize control of Jing itself. With momentum on his side, he would force Liu Zhang of Yi to surrender, thus dividing the land between Cao Cao and himself. This would lead to a showdown with Cao Cao, and ultimately to a new age of Wu rule. This was Zhou Yu's plan, to split the land in two. However, protecting Nanjun was none other than Cao Cao's cousin, Cao Ren. This formidable opponent was said to be nearly invulnerable in a defensive battle. Further, yet another man threatened to cast a dark cloud over Zhou Yu and his carefully crafted plans.
Nanjun is now under our control. Next, we must look to Xiangyang.
My lord, Xiangyang has fallen to Guanyu.
What? Zhuge Liang. He's always one step ahead. You told us all it was a lie that you were injured. I thought I could hold out until we had Xiangyang. Hey, pull yourself together!
Despite much hardship, Zhou Yu managed to seize Nanjun and obtain Xiangyang, which was so vital to his strategy. And soon after that, Jing cities of Wuling, Changsha, Lingling, and Guiyang also fell. When Zhou Yu fell injured and his ranks fell into confusion, Liu Bei struck a crippling blow and seized all that Wu had worked so hard to earn. Meanwhile, Cao Cao had recovered from his defeat and again posed a threat. With Cao Cao before them and Liu Bei behind them, his health deteriorating, Zhou Yu put everything he had left into one last strategy. A strategy that would save the kingdom that his fallen friend and Sun Quan had worked so hard to build. It would be Zhou Yu's final strategy, the marriage of Sun Shangxiang to Liu Bei.
I never dreamed that you and I would end up like this.
Well, I always had a feeling that we might.
Farewell, my lady.
Lian Shi, thank you for everything. I wanted to take you with me, but I know that there is someone here who needs you, even more than I. Take good care of my brother.
This marriage will be as a chain upon Liu Bei. It will prevent him from attacking Wu.
My sister seems happy, even though she is being used as a pawn.
As a leader of men, you have a long way to go to match your father's legacy. And your ambition pales beside that of your brother.
I know.
And therein lies your strength. Your awareness of your own weakness means you have to put considered plans in place to win. You may be weak cowardly and devious. But in the end, that is why you will be victorious.
Your words mean the world to me. I will not forget.
And I have done all I have to. Zhuo, you?
Not yet. Not yet. Zhou Yu!
Afterward, Cao Cao again began plotting a campaign to invade the south and sent for Ma Teng. Ma Teng was one of the men involved in the previous attempt to assassinate Cao Cao. Cao Cao was determined to eliminate this possible threat before making his move south. However, his actions would lead to trouble in the west. With his father killed, Ma Teng's son, Ma Chao, gathered an army together with Han Sui and rose up against Cao Cao. Cao Cao was forced to postpone his southern campaign and instead sent his troops to Guanzhong. He was more than prepared to face his new adversary, a man consumed by the desire for revenge. The strategies of his master tactician at the ready, they came head-to-head at Tong Gate.
I suppose it is from fatigue, but Lord Cao Cao seems to have lost his edge.
Really? Well, isn't it the job of a strategist to cover for that?
It is hard for even me when he does too much. You seem tired, my lord. If it isn't the splendid Ma Chao. Does everyone have to be so keen to die?
Come, you meddling strategist! Face me if you dare!
Guanzhong now belongs to you. Where will you go from here, my lord?
The future is unknown.
Really? I thought you were a man of vision.
I am. I simply realize that things do not always go as planned. Including the fates of Liu Bei, Sun Quan, and indeed, my own.
I think you're right. Our lord does seem a little tired.
And so, Liu Bei obtained the 4 territories of southern Jing as well as the skilled officers Wei Yan and Huang Zhang. He was also joined by the strategist Pang Tong, who is said to be a match for even Zhuge Liang himself. Meanwhile, in return for his assistance at Chibi, Sun Quan demanded that Liu Bei hand over Jing. Zhuge Liang replied only that they would eventually return the province, but he did not give a clear answer as to when. Furious though he was, Sun Quan deemed it too dangerous to attack Liu Bei at that time. Instead, he sent his younger sister, Sun Shangxiang, to marry Liu Bei in the hope that it would improve relations between the two kingdoms. It was then that Liu Bei received a request for reinforcements from Liu Zhang of Yi. Fearful of Cao Cao after his conquering of Guanzhong, he had come to ask his relative Liu Bei for assistance. Zhuge Liang and Pang Tong recommended that they go on the pretense of assisting Liu Zhang, but then attack him instead. The land of Yi to the west, also known as Bashu. If Liu Bei could capture that territory, then the land would be divided in three between Cao Cao, Sun Quan, and himself. This was the path to his land of virtue. This was Zhuge Liang's Three Kingdoms strategy. Though he did move to assist Pang Tong and the others, Liu Bei did not attack Liu Zhang. Even standing before Yi's Luo Castle, he did not make a move. For within him was a virtuous heart that he could not turn against.
So you won't consider attacking Chengdu, huh?
I cannot betray Lord Liu Zhang.
But my lord, the people of Yi province desire your rule.
Silence. My army stays put. That is an order.
Now then, I hope you don't mind helping me out, lads.
Not at all! I crush enemy!
Well, well. That was tougher than I thought.
Pang Tong, what have you done?
Thank you!
What is this?
Hear those voices, my lord? The people of Yi province are happy.
These people... they were waiting for me.
Go on. Go to them.
Excellent! This is... You're hurt!
It seems I will be making my exit earlier than planned. Zhuge Liang, it is in your hands.
Though Pang Tong was lost, cheers of joy from Liu Bei's army and his peasant followers flooded Luo Castle. Liu Bei could not help but think that this was not the right path. But to avenge Pang Tong's death, and to answer the fervent desires of the people of Yi, Liu Bei advanced his army on the Yi capital of Chengdu. For he had finally made up his mind to attack Liu Zhang. Meanwhile, hearing of Pang Tong's death, Zhuge Liang left Guanyu in charge of Jing and set out to join the battle. He joined up with Liu Bei, and together they looked to swiftly capture Chengdu. driven by the lost dreams of his fallen friend and ally. The dragon would soar over the hills of Yi, where the feathers of the phoenix lay scattered in the wind.
If we can secure Chengdu, Yi province will be ours. Lord Liu Bei will finally have a country of his own. And with the land divided in three, then...
I bring news! Lord Zhang Fei has gone to Lord Liu Bei's aid. Our troops await your orders.
Very well. All forces, advance. It is clear that you were not great enough to rule in this time of strife.
And Liu Bei? He is great enough?
A benevolent ruler. With Chengdu in his hands, that is what Lord Liu Bei has become.
Time is limited. Ma Chao fell in defeat before the strategies of Cao Cao and Jia Shu. Fearful of Cao Cao expanding his influence in the west, Liu Zhang of Yi turned to Liu Bei for help. Considering the chaos of the times, this proved to be a costly mistake. Sensing an opportunity, Liu Bei left Guan Yu in charge of Jing and moved to invade Yi. By seizing Yi from Liu Zhang, Liu Bei managed to establish a foothold in his own quest for power. Cao Cao of Wei, Sun Quan of Wu, and now Liu Bei of Shu. The land was divided into three. Upon hearing of Liu Bei's conquest of Yi, Cao Cao advanced his men toward Hanzhong, which was under the control of Zhonglu. By securing Hanzhong, which lay to the north of Shu, he would seal off Liu Bei's movements. Indeed, it seemed a very natural move for the ruthlessly logical Cao Cao to make. However, Xiahou Yuan and the others felt uneasy as they headed for Yangping Gate. They felt as if Cao Cao was uncharacteristically acting out of haste. Time is limited. Even the hero of chaos could not change this law of nature.
General, it is time. Lost in thought, General?
I was thinking about how it used to be just me doing our Lord. Our kingdom has grown. And that's a good thing, you know. But
the people have been drawn to the three of you. It's only natural. And this battle is your chance to prove why.
Well, we can't be late. Let's get going.
We'll dazzle them!
Thanks to the efforts of Xiahou Yuan and Zhang He, the lands of Hanzhong now belong to Cao Cao. However, there were three kingdoms vying for control of the land. By attacking one, you merely left yourself open to be attacked by the other. Sensing an opportunity to strike Cao Cao, Wu moved its army north. At Shu's behest, they advanced their forces to Hefei. The bulk of the Wei forces were concentrated in Hanzhong, leaving their defenses in Hefei thin. Amid the commotion within the camp, Cao Cao stood alone, calm and collected as always. He was determined to defend Hefei by any means necessary, and would not give it up without a fight. As the Wu army closed in, his blade stood firm, glistening in the sunlight. Before long, Cao Cao would occupy Hanzhong in order to check Shu's growing power. Threatened by Cao Cao's move, the fledgling kingdom of Shu turned to Wu for assistance. Sun Quan was determined to strike Cao Cao from behind and instructed Gan Ning and his men to march on Hefei. Unfortunately, Wu no longer had the brilliance of Zhou Yu to guide them. However, in this battle, a new bond of allegiance would be formed. The Wei ranks were blessed with the presence of Zhang Liao, and the legend, which would be told for generations to come, was about to begin.
I reckon this next battle will be a real walk in the park. Oh, man.
We sure do talk a good game.
Huh?
You two. You never stop. With Lord Zhou Yu gone, we must be more united than ever to support our lord.
Yeah, but he was...
Hey, how about a contest? Who bags the most enemies? And the loser has to leave the army.
Huh. Sounds lame. But if it'll get you to shut up for a while...
The Wu forces are relentless. We should hold up and await reinforcements.
Unless we strike back, the castle will fall. I, for one, am not afraid to give my life for the good of my kingdom. I am Zhang Liao. Who will face me? I am Zhang Liao.
It's Zhang Liao! It's really him!
The mighty Zhang Liao, huh? Ha! Let's see how mighty he really is. What are you waiting for? Retreat! Retreat!
Hey there, Gan Ning. You remember how many you beat?
Huh? You're not still doing that, are you?
How about we start again from scratch? New stakes. The loser buys the winner drinks for a year.
Huh. Sounds good to me.
All right. Not again.
Maybe next time.
I'm afraid we will be back.
When they return, we will repel them again.
You are a man of true determination.
My lord's vision of the future is resolute and unwavering. Therefore, I too must be unwavering.
All was proceeding just as Zhuge Liang had envisioned. Liu Bei captured Yi, claiming the territory as his own. And the land found itself divided into three, with Liu Bei of Shu, Cao Cao of Wei, and Sun Quan of Wu. At long last, Zhuge Liang's three-kingdom strategy had come to fruition. Against this backdrop, the province of Jing, located at the center of these three kingdoms, grew more important than ever. While relations between Shu and Wu had worsened as they fought for control of the province, that all changed when Wei invaded Hanzhong. Liu Bei proposed a ceasefire with Sun Quan and returned to him the eastern portion of Jing. And in return for the land, he asked that Wu participate in a joint attack against Wei at Hefei. Just as they promised, Wu attacked Hefei. For a while, Jing once again knew peace. Having secured Jing, Zhuge Liang sent Huang Zhang and other top generals to take the fight to Wei. The battle would take place on Hanzhong's Mount Dingjun. It was there that Zhuge Liang realized that the land of virtue they had sought for so long was finally within their grasp. Thanks to the efforts of Cao Cao's loyal blade, Zhang Liao, the defenses at Hefei held firm. With the immediate threat removed, it was the perfect chance to advance from Hanzhong toward Yi. However, much to everybody's surprise, Cao Cao instead returned home to Xuchang. There was tremendous speculation as to the reasoning behind his actions. Was he focusing on building up his domestic strength? Or perhaps he was wary of the threat posed by Guanyu in Jing? Or perhaps Cao Cao's health was fading, and he could no longer participate in a drawn-out military campaign. Meanwhile, seeing Cao Cao's absence as an opportunity, Shu advanced on Hanzhong. There, the Wei generals Xia Huyuan and Zhang He stood guard over the summit of Mount Dingjun. Whatever Cao Cao's true intent was, it was hidden by his sudden withdrawal from the front lines. And it would not be known until the victor of this battle had been decided.
The enemy ranks are as clear as day. Ha! That's quite a shot. Ugh. It's too far. There's no point. Ugh. Unless you're as good as me. Ugh. Securing Hanzhong will bring stability to the kingdom of Shu. After all, even we old folks have to think about the future sometimes.
The weather's quite good, which means that our camp is all too visible.
I must admit, this hinders us more than it helps us.
So, that's where you are, old man.
I will go forth.
No, I'll take care of it. You stay here! Scratched me. I'm off my game.
Come, boy. You haven't beaten me yet!
Know when to give up, old man. Take him away.
Lord Cao Cao's forces are here!
My lord, I hope what we have achieved will please him.
What the? How? Catch me if you can!
Come on! It breaks now? Where's the luck?
Last time I act as a decoy.
He runs away fast, I'll say that much.
Cao Cao is gone, I see.
He said something about being a decoy. Just a bad loser.
I hope you are right. Maybe. Lord Guanyu.
Guanyu has moved upon Wan Castle. We have lost Hanzhong, but at least we have drawn him out. As agreed, you must draw up an alliance with Sun Quan.
My lord.
You just threw away Hanzhong? Threw away my cousin's life?
Xiahou Yuan's death was not planned. But if it enables us to kill Guanyu, then he would have been happy.
You!
Our lord wanted to retreat and prepare for Guanyu's attack. But he has allowed me to launch an offensive. He does not wish General Yuan's death to have been in vain. I can sense the sorrow that I know he is feeling.
It had all been a ruse to lure out Guanyu. The province of Jing. In the Age of the Three Kingdoms, it was one of the most important strategic locations in the land. And as long as the brave Guanyu stood guard there, it was a threat to both Wei and Wu. So Cao Cao had feigned an opening so that Shu would attack. And just as he had predicted, Guanyu came north and attacked Wei's stronghold of Wan Castle. All of this was an elaborate plan to topple the mighty Shu warrior. To realize this plan, he had sacrificed the lands of Hanzhong, as well as his trusted lieutenant, Xiahou Yuan. However, Cao Cao had no regrets. For Xiahou Yuan had chosen his duty, knowing that it would help lead his master to his ultimate goal of conquest. With what little life Cao Cao had remaining, he knew he must move to secure his legacy. He instructed Sima Yi and his men to work together with Wu in order to defeat Guan Yu. He could not show the slightest hint of his sadness at the loss of his right-hand man, nor of his own weakened state due to illness. At last, the price of Cao Cao's ambition had nearly caught up with him. Guan Yu also joined the fray, moving north to attack Wei's stronghold of Wan Castle. However, they were unaware that they were playing right into Cao Cao's hands. Immediately, Cao Cao moved to form an alliance with Sun Quan. For as long as Guan Yu was in Jiangling, neither Wei nor Wu could rest easy. Wei would lure Guan Yu out, and Wu would strike him from behind. Sun Quan agreed to the plot against Guan Yu and sent Lu Xun along with his best troops to Jing. He did this despite knowing that doing so would stain his honor and brand him a traitor, and that this would cause immense grief to the sister he had given to Shu in marriage. At Hanzhong, Cao Cao seemed almost too calm and collected. Zhuge Liang could not help but feel uneasy. With Hanzhong under its control, Shu had stabilized as a country and was gaining momentum. As if in celebration of their good fortune, Guan Yu marched north from Jing and attacked Wei at Wan Castle. If they could bring down Wan Castle, there would be nothing left standing between them and the Han capital of Xuchang. With everything going so well, there was no reason to expect that their Wu allies would betray them. However, no matter what Zhuge Liang did, his worries could not be eased. Then, as the stage switched to east of Hanzhong at Wan Castle in Jing, waves of emotion flooded over Guan Yu as he gazed upon Wan Castle, where Cao Ren lay in wait. For finally, the dream that Liu Bei had pursued for so many years was about to become a reality. To forge a path to that world of virtue, Guan Yu and his sons would fight to the bitter end. The God of War's battle plan was flawless. That is, until the surprise attack came.
The enemy numbers are far greater than we had imagined.
Father, you must withdraw!
King, what about you?
I will stay here in the castle and keep the enemy occupied. Brother, you must keep our father safe.
Of course.
Son, you must stay alive, live, and support your brother.
What are you talking about?
And give my lord and Zhang Fei a message for me. Tell them I'm sorry I broke my promise. Farewell, my son. I have always been proud of you.
Father!
You wish to fight me with that frail body?
I might have known,
deep sea. You're right. I am suffering from an illness. Now that you know that, you'll know I have absolutely nothing to lose.
Your spirit remains strong. You deserve the honor of the absolute best I have to give.
My lord! Why would you fight when you were clearly so ill?
Jing province is ours at long last. And Lord Zhou dream is fulfilled.
My lord.
Your time begins now. Your talents must support the future of Wu.
But I hated you with all my being. It's over, Cao Cao.
Wu should be placated by the fact that much of Jing province has been returned to them. Once we eliminate Shu, they won't be able to offer any resistance.
You need your rest. Just leave it be.
You're right. It is time for my path of conquest to end and for me to meet my destiny. Xiaodun. I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you.
What nonsense is this?
Tianwei, I can finally tell you I'm sorry. Xiao Yuan, forgive me.
Sima Yi, fine work. I thank you.
My lord, you still have much to do in the days to come.
Of course. I have to build us all a new land. I am not like my father. The world I create will not be like his. But I will say this. My father laid the foundations, and now I will build upon them.
Long live the Emperor! Long live the Emperor! Long live the Emperor! Long live the
Yes. We must defeat Wu.
But Xiapi is the true threat. What is the point of attacking Wu?
What point? How dare you say that? Avenge Guan Yu's death. What other reason do we need? I'm sorry.
I bring news! General Zhang Fei! He has been killed! By his own men!
What?
The traitors have taken his head and fled to Wu!
Zhang Fei is dead.
For the first time in his life, Liu Bei decided to start a war rooted in hatred. Joining his sworn brother in the afterlife, Zhang Fei also passed away. The sworn brothers who had pledged to die at the same time had nearly fulfilled their oath. Meanwhile, Wu, who had betrayed Guan Yu and also killed Zhang Fei, still stood. Liu Bei brushed aside the pleas of Zhuge Liang and his other retainers, determined to launch a large-scale military campaign against Wu. Liu Bei's hatred, sorrow, and malice whipped through the sky above Yiling, signs of the impending storm. This battle would not be for justice, nor virtue, nor for the people. With a heavy heart, a pair of eyes looked upon the army of Shu, which had been transformed by vengeance. Sun Quan must pay for this treachery. Liu Bei abandoned his marital ties to the Sun family and led a large army to attack Yiling. Sun Quan met him in battle without the slightest hint of hesitation or emotion. For upon hearing of Liu Bei's invasion, he had immediately gathered his men and sought a strategy that would bring them victory. This was Sun Quan's way, now that he had surpassed his father and brother and accepted his destiny as ruler. Witnessing Sun Quan's disciplined presence of mind, the young heroes of Wu prepared a brilliant strategy to ensure their success.
The Shu army is large in number. They have marched a long way. We must strike now, while they are still fatigued.
Absolutely.
So everyone is in favor of Ling Tong's plan?
Just a moment. Lord Ling Tong's plan has merit. But it fails to consider the emotions.
Who do you think you are? I don't believe a word he's saying.
He's
out of his mind!
Having lost Guan Yu, the Shu army is burning for revenge. We should shore up our defenses and wait for the enemy to realize their own fatigue.
It's not half bad.
But can we really hold out against an army that size?
You doubt us? Remember, we have used cunning to defeat large armies before. At Chibi, for example.
Right on!
Lu Xuan, you will take command in this battle.
Such vast numbers. The sorrow and anger that our lord is feeling must be great indeed. But right now, he does not have any sense of perspective. He may resent it, and even decide to push me away. But if I don't keep him safe, then I will be dishonoring my great forebearers. Now, I must go to him!
Zhou Yu, what are you doing here?
You must withdraw! Allied reinforcements are on their way!
I will not! I must avenge my fallen brothers!
Take care of our lord!
Sir!
Lord Zhuge Liang, the rest is up to you! I have done enough. It would seem that victory is beyond us today.
Leave this to us. You go after Liu Bei.
It's about time I got to have some real fun. We'll take care of this.
Very well. I am in your debt.
Please! He is no threat to Wu anymore! Please!
No. I must avenge my fallen brother, or die trying.
That would be foolish.
Sun Quan.
Lower your weapon, Lu Xuan. Shu has been destroyed. They have not the means to oppose us anymore. Or maybe they do. Maybe I just don't want to bring any more pain to my sister.
Brother. Thank you.
Unable to fulfill his quest for revenge, he soon took ill. Despite his power and authority, he never abandoned his kindness and human decency. He was willing to give his own life if it might ease the people's suffering. The final chapter in the book of this man, who lived with passion and a zest for life, was about to come to a close.
Forgive me. I wanted a land of benevolence, like we had talked about. But I allowed my grief to consume me, and it cost men their lives.
Your mistakes are due to your benevolence.
You have supported me until the very last, my friend. My son, Liu Shan. He must take over when I am gone. But if he proves inadequate, then I want you to lead Shu.
But my lord,
Indeed, you are the one who has shown true benevolence until the very end.
My lord.
You must complete the task I have left unfulfilled. Ah, my brothers, my friends. I'm sorry I took so long. Now, we go. Together, always.
Meanwhile, following the death of his father Cao Cao, Cao Pi declared himself Emperor of Wei and moved to invade Wu. It was a sign of the threat that an alliance between Wu and Shu posed to his kingdom of Wei. Sun Quan himself led his troops onto the field and lay in wait for the impending battle at Dongkou. Within the ranks of the Wei army was the feared general Zhang Liao. However, the old Sun Quan, who had cowered in fear before him at Hefei, was no more. Lu Xun, Ding Feng, Zhou Tai, Ling Tong, Lian Shi. The leader of Wu was surrounded by many brilliant young generals and courageous veterans. Brimming with confidence, Sun Quan boldly stepped forth onto the battlefield.
Sometimes it feels like I've spent my whole life just watching others. When my father and brother were alive, I used to resent the fact that all I was good for was watching them.
But not everyone can do that. It is your talent.
Yes, my sister and Zhou Yu said the same thing. I have come to realize that it is not so bad. With your help, we have been able to keep Wu safe.
My lord, you must never forget that it is your wisdom and vision that has kept us all safe.
It's very kind of you to say so.
My lord, preparations are complete. We await your orders.
Listen, men! We defeated the forces of Shu at Yiling. Now we must defeat Wei and prove we are the mightiest of the three kingdoms. That is the only way to bring peace to Wu and happiness to my people. Fight, soldiers of Wu, for our kingdom and for our families. Forward to glory!
It is hard to believe you're the same man who fled at Hefei.
I am a coward, really. Without strong hands to support me, I am always ready to flee.
I thought this was man to man.
I am a ruler, Zhang Liao.
I see. Well, I am a warrior.
I cannot simply withdraw!
This is how I fight.
Excellent.
It shames me to lose to a flip-flopping turncoat like you.
The Wu have always prioritized the safety and happiness of our people. Now that we are the mightiest of the three kingdoms, this war is over.
You wish me to live on in shame?
You are a leader, Cao Pi. You have supporters, and people who need your guidance. You must not leave them.
Having defeated Shu at Yiling and Wei at Dongkou, Wu emerged as the most powerful of the three kingdoms. Sun Quan opted not to eliminate the other two kingdoms, but rather to coexist alongside them in peace. Wu would work together with their former enemies and with the people to support each other in an effort to move the country forward. For that was the land that 3 generations of the Sun family had worked so hard and shed so much blood, sweat, and tears to create. Surely the peace that emerged from these 3 kingdoms would last for some time to come. As long as the fertile lands of Wu and the bravery of the Sun family were there to look after it, all would be right with the world.
Father. Brother.
Fine work, son.
Yeah, I knew you had it in you, Chuan.
In the end, it is you who will be victorious.
But I don't...
This peace is but a mere dream.
If only the war were over, for good. My lord, what are...
Everyone! Let us enjoy this!
Liu Bei died within the confines of Baidi Castle. The imperial throne was taken over by his son Liu Shan, and Zhuge Liang was made prime minister. First, Zhuge Liang looked to repair the fractured relations with Wu and revitalize their alliance. And when things worsened between Wei and Wu, he took the opportunity to eliminate a different threat. Word of impending rebellion in Nanjun. Zhuge Liang himself led the campaign south and forced the Nanjun king, Meng Huo, to surrender. With his rear flank secure, Zhuge Liang was ready to lead the 3 armies on his northern campaign. He aimed to finally eliminate his longtime nemesis of Wei. The Shu army moved north from Hanzhong, heading for the 3 cities of Nan'an, Tianshui, and Anding. the world of virtue which he had sought together with Liu Bei. He could not let this dream simply vanish among the pages of history. The Shu military, joined by numerous peasant volunteers, marched north to strike at Wei. For Zhuge Liang and the rest of Shu, a long and arduous battle was just beginning.
My lord, your Highness, the battle is about to begin.
Yes.
To fulfill the wishes of your father, I have dedicated my life to this cause. But should that not be enough this time?
What's the matter? You sound like it's all coming to an end. I would say that our battle is just beginning. Is that not so?
Yes, my lord. I apologize. Lord Liu Bei, your son has your spirit of benevolence. He and I will give our lives to fulfill your dream.
A most impressive strategy, my lord. But I still stand in your path. The battle is not over yet.
Had you abandoned your troops before, then you may well have been the victor here today.
No man with a heart could ever do such a thing.
It seems you too are a man who knows the spirit of benevolence.
Benevolence?
Pillaging of the people is unacceptable. The injured must be tended to, even the enemy. We are the inheritors of my father's dream of benevolence. We must take pride in that.
Zhuge Liang led the Shu army to victory at Nan'an, Tianshui, and Anding, in addition to Mount Qi. He also obtained the talents of a brilliant young strategist, Jiang Wei. Determined to prevent Shu from gaining any additional momentum, Wei entrusted its army to the deviously clever Sima Yi. Zhuge Liang dispatched Ma Su to Jieting in order to face Sima Yi. However, Ma Su was no match for Sima Yi's intellect. Jieting fell to Wei, and Zhuge Liang lost all footholds from which he could easily attack Wei. Shu was forced to temporarily withdraw its forces. And yet, the officers and people of Shu still were determined to realize the land of virtue that Liu Bei had once sought. This northern campaign would go on for years, and these events would be replayed again and again. Time passed, with neither Shu nor Wei gaining the upper hand. And eventually, Zhuge Liang fell ill. Knowing that his time was limited, Zhuge Liang summoned Jiang Wei, and together they set out on one last campaign north. The battle would take place on the Wuzhang plains against his nemesis, Sima Yi. And so the dragon summoned his last remaining strength and set out to fulfill the promise that he had made so many years ago.
I must lay the groundwork for certain victory here today. Before my life runs out.
My lord, there you are! Our men await your orders.
Jiang Wei, it is time for you to lead our forces today.
But I'm not yet ready.
I will assist you. You must learn how to do this, my boy.
Yes, my lord. My men have seized your precious supplies and repelled all your devious plots. Sima Yi, how long are you going to hide? If you insist upon staying put, then you will die in your cowardice! Stand!
Zhao, get farther! Come on, then. Yeah!
Don't you forget, if you wish to get at Zhuge Liang, you will have to go through me first.
The Shu army defeated Wei at the Wuzhang plains. The bravery and wisdom of Zhuge Liang's hand-picked successor, Jiang Wei, managed to overcome the cunning of Sima Yi. However, Sima Yi was not content to simply fade into the sunset with this defeat. And yet, under the clear and starry night, Zhuge Liang believed. He believed that even without him, Shu would go on fighting. Under the clear and starry night, Zhuge Liang looked, and he saw. He saw Liu Bei, Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, and all the other brave souls that had given their lives in search of peace.
Chang'an lies ahead, and beyond that, the capital of Wei, Luo Yang. With Wu's help, we'll destroy Wei, and realize our Lord's dream.
The road to that goal is long and steep yet.
My lord?
But still, I have faith. I see the spirit of benevolence of Lord Liu Bei. I see it in you, Jiang Wei. And I see hope for the next generation.
You mustn't speak as if your time is done. We will do this together.
I hope so.
hereby swear that I will make a land of benevolence a reality!